Well, welcome, kings and queens. I hope you're awakening to your royal inheritance, for it's important for you to accept this to be able to walk in it, for you have already been crowned. Today, I want to take you through a couple experiences that I've had over the last decade. In 2013, I was on a phone conversation with one of my spiritual mentors, asking him about this idea of what the scriptures mean when it says that Jesus sits at the right hand of the throne of God. I always pictured this idea as there being two thrones, God on one throne, Jesus on the right throne. And he was asking me some thought-provoking questions. He said, "Where is your phone right now?" I said, "Well, it's in my left hand." He said, "So if your right hand doesn't have the phone, where is it at right now in this conversation?" Well, I was seated and my hand was against my thigh, and I told him that. There was a pause at the end of the line, and he said, "Bingo." See, this revelation actually is revealed to us in Revelation 3, verse 21. The verse says this, Jesus speaking, "To the one who is victorious, I will give the right to sit with me on my throne, just as I was victorious and sat down with my Father on his throne." You see, you're seated on the lap of Jesus, and Jesus is seated on the lap of the Father. On his throne, you are already seated on the throne, not as king, but with the king. In fact, fast forward to 2018, my first vision that I had actually seen that I thought was tangible in a counseling session. I was really frustrated about my identity, really frustrated with some questions, and the Spirit took me into this journey of a white room. I walk into this room. In the vision, it was white. There was a throne in the middle of the room, and as I walked to the throne, there was this figure who I thought was God. He was seated on the throne, and I sat on his lap. He embraced me. Then he stood me up, sat me on the throne, and bowed at my feet, not to wash them, but in this vision I had this tray, and in the tray were all of these 10 objects, and I sent that tray to the person who I thought was God in this vision. He touches it and pushes it back towards me, and in that moment, those 10 objects turned to gold bars. I had to look that up later, and I realized that the gold bars are images of value. What the Spirit was saying to me in this vision was not only that I was valuable, but the words that came out of this figure's mouth in this moment as he pushed the tray back to me, he said, quote unquote, "You are amazing." I can't tell you how many times I go back to this personal vision for peace, for restoration, for just a word from the Spirit to be able to speak over me and actually believe it, to affirm me. I love this place because it speaks so much to a real encounter that I've had with the Spirit. So in this moment, I want you to imagine yourself in a white room with a throne. Why don't you take some time and let the Spirit talk to you and minister to you about how he can declare your royal inheritance already.